Yo, what is going on everybody? Shri Kanase here. So how to lose money dropshipping with Google Ads. Now hold on, before you decide to exit this video thinking it's some clickbait, hear me out and stick with me till the end. Now since the past few years since I've been using Google Ads, I've gone through a lot of different mistakes and I've actually lost a lot of money, believe it or not, with Google Ads. And these specific mistakes are some mistakes that I constantly see a lot of new beginners, intermediates, and even experts continue to make. And I personally believe that it's just as important to learn from your success as it is to learn from your failures. And in this video, I want to cover kind of some specific things as to what led me to lose money with dropshipping via Google Ads and what you can personally do so that you don't also end up losing money dropshipping with Google Ads. Because Google, believe it or not, is a little bit of a more complicated process than Facebook ads. I mean, it's not as easy as just launching a video ad or a photo ad to a specific audience and then knowing whether the product is a winning product or not. With Google, it does take a little bit more time and more effort. But by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how you can lose money so you end up not doing these things. But let's just get right into it. So the very first thing you'll have to understand before understanding how to lose money with Google Ads is that you need to destroy that like button to prevent losing any money. Just kidding, but I will definitely appreciate that. But before actually talking about the specific things which lead to the loss of money with Google Ads, I want to talk about exactly how Google Ads even works. Because this specific thing is directly related to how you can end up losing money with Google. Because again, as I mentioned, Google Ads is much different from Facebook. A lot of people compare the two and they try to apply strategies that work with Facebook to Google, which ends up in disaster. With the Google Ads, you want to understand that it is an algorithm-based platform. Now, what does that even mean exactly? Well, Google has special computers and special code installed all over the web, which makes it easy to kind of understand the data that's coming in, and it makes it also easy to understand the things that people are typing. So what Google Ads does when you install the tracking code on your website is that it crawls through your pages, meaning it reads word for word and image for image on your page, and it tries to identify those main keywords on your website, which it then can go and match them to the customer searches that people are doing. Once it's able to identify the two, then Google will start trying to put your products within these auctions so that you can hopefully win these auctions and then get placed right in front of the person who is kind of searching for a specific keyword related to your website, and this then leads on to purchases and stuff like that. But that's exactly basically how Google works in a nutshell. And you want to also understand one important thing, that it's a time-based platform, meaning it's kind of depending on the searches done within the market. It takes time for the Google Ads algorithm to even start firing for your products. And there's a lot of specific factors that go into play when it comes to actually making Google Ads work. One main other thing regarding Google is that it's a product-based platform. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, it's kind of opposite of Facebook ads, where you can basically just launch product after product with single testing campaigns, launch video ads, and then hopefully that product starts selling so that you can scale it to 6 figures and beyond. With Google, it's a little bit different because, as I already mentioned, Google is a basically algorithm-based platform, just like Facebook. But with Google's algorithm, it needs people searching for stuff in order to even showcase the product. So in this case, if one product that you have on your store does not have any searches, or it has 10 searches a month, it's going to be really hard to sell that product, let alone even scale it. So you want to be trying something called the rapid fire method with Google, which means you want to be uploading as many products as you can with Google. And I'll talk more about this very soon. But remember this, the more products you have on your store, the more room there is for Google to choose from different products and to try to get them to be winning products for you. But these specific things are really important to understand regarding Google so that we can understand then how you can lose money with dropshipping via Google Ads and what you can do to prevent that from happening. But let's get into the specific things which can actually make you lose money with Google Ads. Thing number one is that you make changes often or within the 4-day period for budgets under $100 a day. Now, I used to recommend that you make changes every 3 to 7 days, but nowadays I'm recommending that you actually wait until 4 to 7 days before making any changes at all. And again, this goes back to point number one, which is that it's a time-based platform. It needs time to function properly, especially if you have a low budget, and anything with Google less than $100 a day is considered low. So if you are kind of that person who makes changes on a day-to-day basis, you're really scared about losing money, so you end up making these 10 changes every single day, then you will definitely end up losing money with Google Ads. Now, a very easy fix for this is, of course, stop making changes. I know sometimes it's really hard to control yourself from making those changes, but just wait 4 to 7 days, let the campaigns optimize, and then once the optimization is done, then you can make those changes based on what data you're getting. Because again, you want to understand that every single day there's going to be new people searching for your products. Yesterday 10 people may have searched, but today only maybe 5 search, and tomorrow maybe 10,000 will search. Nobody knows. So that's why it's so important to kind of give Google a little bit more time for it to start functioning properly. But in addition to that, mistake number 2, which can lead to actually you losing money with Google Ads, is that you have not enough products on your store. Again, this goes back to the rapid fire method, which I mentioned. Google Ads works on products. The more products you have, the more room Google has to kind of choose between different products. Because again, every single product is going to function, get results differently on every single day. On day number 1, products 2, 3, and 5 may get you only 1 sale on that day. And then the next day, they may get you 0 sales. While product number 1 and 10 get you 10 sales on day number 2. So as you can see, it's kind of alternating between different products, and it doesn't really do that on purpose. It's all determined based on the auctions that are happening on that given day, the people that are searching for your products on that given day, etc. So an easy way to kind of battle this is to just add daily products. It doesn't matter whether you add 1 product or 10 products. Of course, the more the better, depending on how much time you have on your hands, but definitely add more products. Now let's move on to mistake number 3, which leads to actually you losing money with Google Ads, and that is having low profit margins. Now in my other videos, I always say that you want to have a minimum of $20 to $25 profit margins, but right now in 2020, when I'm recording this video in June, you may want to consider upping that to maybe $30 or even $40, because daily prices are changing because of the situation going on in the United States and just in the world in general. And because of that, these AliExpress supplier prices are really not that reliable. So you want to be aiming for those higher profit margins, because a good way to lose money with Google Ads in 2020 and onwards is to try to add product just for the sake of adding products and then end up not having enough profit margins to even scale that product or run them in your general testing campaigns. So if you want to lose money, go ahead and add low profit margins to your products, because again, that's a surefire way to get lost within your business in 2020 and onwards. But let's move on to item number 4, which you can do to lose money with Google Ads, and that is having too many campaigns overlapping. Now, I personally used to do this where I would just test stuff around and I would just make different campaigns for different products, while these products would still be inside my main testing campaigns. And what I didn't realize was happening at the time is that the campaigns were kind of overlapping with each other because I was not using something called a priority. So what ended up happening is that I was just competing with myself. These products were kind of getting inserted into these auctions and they were kind of bidding against each other. So I was just driving my own cost up. This is one surefire way to kind of lose money with Google Ads in 2020 and onwards as well. So in order to kind of battle this, you want to make sure that whatever campaign you run, that you either end up changing the priority of that campaign to make sure that each campaign that the product is in is getting designated to properly, or that you don't have too many different campaigns running with one individual product. Because again, you're just going to end up driving your own cost up, and it may not seem like a lot in the beginning, but over time it could add up, especially if you're trying to scale a product, and you may end up losing a lot of money with Google Ads. So again, one specific way to kind of battle this is just to have maybe 1 or 2 specific campaigns, and you don't really need any more than that, because one campaign should be a testing campaign and another a scaling campaign if the product within that testing campaign is a winner. Now, if you need more info on how to scale or how to even launch campaigns, I have a whole Google Ads playlist on my channel that you can check out for free. Just go to my channel. But let's move on to item number 5, which you can do to kind of lose money with Google Ads, and that is not knowing your numbers. Now, exactly what do I mean by numbers? Well, in this case, when it comes to Google Ads, the most important numbers which you really want to know in 2020 and onwards in order to prevent losing money is the profit margins and the break-even ROAS. Now, of course, there's other numbers as well which are important, such as cost per purchase, your cost per link click, etc. But the two main, if I could recommend you anything, would be these ones right here. Now, why exactly these two? The first one, profit margin, lets you know exactly how much you can spend on your campaign without going in a loss for that given product. So for example, if you get a product on AliExpress for $5 and then you sell it on AliExpress for $25, your profit margin is around $20, and that's just the break-even point, meaning you want to of course be spending much less than that so you can be actually profitable. But if you want to just spend money and not have any profits, you can spend a maximum of $20. And that number kind of lets you know exactly whether you're profitable or not, and it can really be helpful when you try to scale the products. But in addition to that, you want to know the break-even ROAS. Now, the return on ad spend can be calculated online. Just type in break-even return on ad spend calculator on Google, or you can type in break-even ROAS on Google, and you should be able to calculate for your given product. And this is specifically important because a lot of people see a ROAS on their campaign for maybe 3, 4, 5, and they get all happy thinking that they're making 5 times on the amount that they spent, but they don't realize that they're actually in a loss, because even though they sell the product for $100, it costs them $90 to buy the product. So in the end, they're only left with a $10 profit margin. So situation like that, a 5 times return on ad spend could actually be a loss for you instead of a profit. So one surefire way to kind of not end up losing money with Google Ads in 2020 and onwards is not knowing your numbers and just kind of guessing these numbers. And this brings me to my next point, which is not paying attention to the competitive metrics section. Now, the competitive metrics section is a very important section because it lets you on a lot of important data, such as the search impression share, click share, search last IS rank, etc. And a lot of people don't realize that that specific section helps you identify exactly where your campaigns are going wrong, where your products are going wrong, so that you can actually improve the products and prevent your campaigns from dying out. It's like kind of a future forecast of where your campaigns will end up. So in 2020, it's a good way to lose money if you don't even pay attention to them. But if you don't really want to spend any money and you don't want to lose any money because you're not paying attention to the competitive metrics, you want to be looking at over an X number of days with the competitive metrics, maybe the last 14 to the last 30, and see how the competitive metrics are doing for your campaign. Meaning, is the search impression share going up or is it going down? Is the search loss size rank going up or down, etc.? And that's going to let you in again on important information as to how your products and how your campaign as a whole is doing. For instance, if your search last IS rank is going up and you know that you changed the bid 5 days ago and you lowered the bid significantly, maybe that's one reason why the search last IS rank is going up, and that's not a good thing. So maybe you want to increase the bid again so that you can get that to go down and then start getting more sales. So it's kind of like a troubleshooting section where you can just look at it and make changes based on what you're seeing. But again, another way to kind of lose money is by not paying attention to them. So make sure to pay attention to that metric. And let's move on to our final specific section, which kind of can lead you to lose money if you don't do this. And you can surely lose money with Google Ads if you do improper SEO techniques. Now, I have made a big video on just SEO optimization, how to do proper SEO optimization. Again, you can find that out on my channel. But just know this, that the right techniques can lead to an increased amount of sales within your campaigns and your store, and the wrong techniques can lead to an impacted optimization and can then lead to the loss of money and a loss of a good dropshipping business. So in order to kind of not lose any money, make sure that you know how to do search engine optimization, because that is one way to find success with Google Ads, and that too consistent success, because improper SEO techniques again can lead to your downfall. But this was kind of a list of specific things as to how a lot of people lose money with dropshipping, especially with Google Ads, and how you can actually prevent losing money with the Google Ads. If you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.